Okay, so after this 2 weeks painful break, this chapter was really shocking and satisfying to heart's content. Honestly, I didn't see it coming this way. But I'm actually very glad that I didn't get spoiled and was out of Twitter for a few days. Anyways, Oda is really being unpredictable after every new chapter. Like we get new revelations and at the same time certain revolting actions mixed in with very funny and delightful panels. And this chapter had everything going for it that I mentioned above. So let's discuss and go through these different amazing moments one by one. And I want to start with of course, the main surprise of this chapter, an unexpected twist for me, Orochi's sudden execution by the hands of none other than Yonko Kaido. Now, I have no problem whatsoever on Kaido executing the filthy maggot that is Orochi. Rather, I'm so happy that this old fart got decapitated immediately even before he could react. But I am more surprised of the fact that Kaido actually tolerated this dirty nonsense of a man for this long time period. And you might be thinking that, oh, Kaido spared him for the reason to create different factories. But still, the factories were built like 25 years ago. So he already used Orochi to the fullest. Maybe Kaido was already on his limit and Orochi's sudden arrogance towards him just triggered his ferocious action. But I want to say one thing here. I do not think Orochi is dead, because it is not like Oda to kill a character so casually that has been built up to be the second biggest root cause for Wano's current dire condition. But this time it might be an exception, as there is no known mercy for scum like Orochi. Still, I have two main reasons to support why Orochi is probably not dead. The first one is obviously because of his mythical type devil fruit Yamato no Orochi that allows him to turn into 8-headed snake. Now, as far as I know, the snake can withstand and be alive even after his heads are cut down, like his multiple heads. And interestingly enough, we saw Orochi's very head being cut off, with the sword actually, rather than other different techniques that Kaido could have used to dispose Orochi. Now you might argue that he was in his human form, so he's most likely dead. But I want to remind you all that it's a mythical Zoan fruit, so we really do not know what Orochi is truly capable of. He might have the ability to change or maybe switch his different heads, as he's a very cowed and cautious person. Or the other possibility might be that because of his devil fruit, even in his human form, you might have to strike his head 8 times to decapitate him. The second one is that it might be a clone of Orochi. As we know, Kanjuro already made Orochi few chapters back. And as we also know that Kanjuro can literally create a carbon copy of someone's appearance like he did in chapter 976, where he created a perfect talking clone of himself. Also, Kanjuro is creepily loyal to Orochi, so just for Orochi's safety, he might have created a clone to protect him. And honestly, that would be really surprising to see unveiled like that. Now again, some of you might also tackle this point by saying that Orochi was having a serious talk with Kaido. But as we know, also in chapter 976, we saw drawing of Kanjuro talking and depicting emotions, just like his other drawings depict. So there's a good possibility that the one who Kaido killed was a clone of Orochi. Also, if Orochi is alive, then he might seek out help and revenge at the same time to call out CP0 and make a deal with them which he previously was against of. So yeah, seeing CP0 in Wano will definitely be very cool and will just add on to the spice for the war. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say that Kaido actually slayed Orochi with King's sword, which was very surprising and cool at the same time. But King just very well knew that Orochi was a total garbage and worthless. So without even the slightest of hesitation, he quickly handed his sword to Kaido. Maybe probably he was thinking like, just die already, you annoying old man. Also, one sad news for some fans who wanted King to also have a black blade. But unfortunately, as seen in the panel, it was a normal katana only. So, no black blade. But anyways, I'm glad that the new Onigashima project was very different and new to hear of, because oh boy, many people were coming out with some very wild theories about it. So basically, summing things up, Kaido's new Onigashima project is to turn the current Onigashima into the flower capital, whose shogun is going to be Yamato. And the existing flower capital, where Orochi ruled, is going to be also turned into a weapon building place. And the name of Wano will be the new Onigashima, from now onwards. As well as he's planning to make whole Wano as the epicenter for the pirates who will be stepping up for the world domination, because Wano is the only isolated nation from the government and the marines. This project to hear out all of a sudden is definitely very surprising and unexpected from Kaido, at least in the eyes of his crew members and the people from Wano attending the banquet. So it makes so much sense that Kaido thought that it would start a big confusion if announced casually. This was actually highlighted when he was talking with the Flying Six. And also the primary goal of forming an alliance between Kaido and Big Mom has finally been revealed. Kaido explains that their main goal is to obtain the 3 mighty ancient weapons to wage a world war. This is actually kind of the same thing we heard from Kaido at his introduction. He basically said that he wanted to start a world war that has never been seen before. And the ancient weapons are for that very reason, as there are going to be a lot of difficult obstacles like the other 2 Yonkos, Marines, SSG and the world government. So they must secure the 3 weapons to guarantee their victory. And also from this chapter, it's clear that he wants the One Piece with Big Mom. So is that perception we had of him that he wants to die in an epic way still there? What do you think? I personally think that after trying to die like so hard for many years, like challenging the Yonkos, Marines, attempting suicide, Kaido has finally realized that it's near impossible for him to die here. So I think his main objective has shifted to finding the One Piece and destruction of the world. That is probably the only way he can take now, because we know that none of them were able to kill him. So why not just create chaos and destruction everywhere? Kaido actually seems to have changes in his personality and mood. Sometimes he's a completely different person that just drinks, is demotivated and has lost the purpose to live. But sometimes he's really sensible and ambitious with brimming optimism. Definitely a very intriguing character. And you know what? I think Kaido needs to die in this arc for sure now. Because if we don't stop and break him here, then he's going to be a big threat for the world and is going to turn Wano into a deeper, unfixable hell. So yeah, it seems more and more real that Kaido will actually die in this arc. And also, Big Mom's main objective to come to Wano was actually to kill Luffy and the Straw Hats. But she suddenly formed an alliance with Kaido. And according to the plan, the One Piece is supposed to be divided between these 2 individuals. And as we also know that Big Mom wants to be Pirate King by herself. So I don't think she wants to share the title with Kaido. So I do think she's gonna betray Kaido at some point in this arc. Definitely looking forward to that moment also. Furthermore, lots of people think that this raid will fail. But seeing how things are playing right now, I honestly don't see that outcome. Again, you are free to believe what you like, but failing here will be pretty fatal for the rebellion. And the samurais who actually fill up the gap of most of the rebellion side have literally sunk their ships, realizing the fact that there's no second chance. It's either do or die for them. Also, I have one other reason on why this raid will not fail, and that is because of the Marines and the world government showing up. In my last review, I said that there's a possibility that Marco might have seen the Marines' shadows, but still, even if it isn't, Extract definitely heard Kaido's speech, so he will be very quick on informing this matter to the Sword or the Marines, because it is a threatening situation. 2 Yonkos teaming up to gather ancient weapons cannot be overlooked at all. Even for the Marines, this is a great opportunity to strike at them because it's a banquet and all of them are pretty much drunk. And there are Wash Generation and Samurais to rile the things up. So it's a perfect opportunity for them to launch a counter-attack. And Big Mom's crew is not present there. So again, a definitive win-win situation. Because once Kaido and Big Mom bring their whole crew together, it will be a very troublesome aspect for the Marines to handle it. Plus, I think sending Green Bull is also a great opportunity to flesh out his character and introduction, just like Fujitora in Dressrosa. Having an admiral backing the rebellion will definitely be a big help, as he will also bring a fleet with him consisting of vice admirals and possibly SSG. The war will just spice up if we get to see Green Bull plus the SSG. Next, let's go towards Luffy and Yamato. Honestly, this part of translation was really horrible. Literally, even to understand certain points, it became extremely difficult to me. But regardless, one thing that made me so happy and excited was the fact that Yamato actually wants to get on board of Sunny. Also quite literally meaning a new possible Straw Hat. And on top of that, it's a female having an amazing level of strength and power. That is just incredible. Now, one question will definitely be popping in people's head, that is Yamato going to be the strongest after Luffy? I don't think so, because I think she will be around the same level of post-Wano Sanji. Of course, in the future, Sanji might get stronger, but same might apply to Yamato also, honestly. It actually will be a similar situation like Odin. Odin, when he joined Roger Pirates, was most likely the third strongest of the crew. So yeah, it will be very interesting to see her on board of Sunny and being a Straw Hat. She will also most likely go to Laftel because after reading Odin's journal, she would definitely want to go there at any cost. And don't worry, I haven't given up on the fact that Carrot might join the Straw Hat because I don't see a problem in 2 female members joining the crew. Honestly, it would be opposite for me, as seeing 2 strong female members joining the crew will be totally incredible, as the crew quite literally lacks in terms of amazing female fighters. Yamato, with her innate talent and having the blood of Kaido, will be the strongest female to join, and Carrot also being a born warrior and having Sulong form, both are a win-win situation. Really, if Yamato joins, the crew will be a powerhouse after Wano ends for sure. And while we are on it, I want to talk about Luffy's advanced armament. Basically, after Yamato talks about the shackles binding her away from going out of this country, the same mechanism used against Luffy and Hyo at Udon, where it will kill you if stepped out of its limit zone. And even the speciality of the shackles is that it cannot be broken with brute force or even armament hardening. So you need the advanced form of armament or the level 4 to break it from inside out. So seeing Luffy confident enough to break away the shackles easily makes me so much excited about his growth in terms of haki and overall strength. Really, after seeing him talk like that so casually, I really want to see that level 4 armament unleashed on Kaido. That will definitely be just mind-blowing to witness. Also, it actually confirms that Yamato doesn't possess this level of armament. But that's absolutely fine because I didn't expect her to have it, because this haki requires a great level of skill sets and experience. And this level of haki is not just something like the basic or hardening armament that everyone possesses. This is a special one, and by far only 2 characters are confirmed to possess it, and that are Rayleigh and Luffy. But I'm sure that top tiers like Roger, Garp, Shanks, Dragon, Sabo, etc. Have it. Except Big Mom, Kaido, Blackbeard, and maybe the original 3 admirals. Because I think characters like Kaido, Big Mom, Sakazuki, and Blackbeard are already overpowered monsters. So having this specific advanced armament is literally too much to handle. Next, let's talk about Big Mom. As we saw, Big Mom has finally succeeded this time to catch Nami and Carrot, while also taking Zeus back with her. Finally, Big Mom actually becomes successful in at least one thing. But still, the way I see things rolling out from here onwards is that Big Mom getting Zeus back leads to 2 things. One, it will be terrifying because Zeus is one of the 3 homies Big Mom created from her own soul. So the power it has is devastating. Second, it might actually prove a disadvantage because if Zeus turns back against Big Mom, then it will definitely create a chaos. And we know that Nami is capable of doing that by feeding him the Thunder Egg. Or maybe even, who knows, that Zeus has accepted Nami as his master now, so he might betray Big Mom by his own right. But nonetheless, there's a very bad news we got to see from this chapter, that Nami and Carrot are probably in danger. As we saw, Big Mom has captured them and has brought them to the center stage. And why I say so is because Robin saw Nami there, who is also present there as an imposter with Jinbe. Now still, I do not think Nami and Carrot will be getting in danger any soon, because there is someone who can easily save them right now. And that individual is of course Sanji. Right now Sanji is by his own searching for women, so he might be present in the banquet, as few Straw Hats are already there, with Luffy also being close to them after he and Yamato fell down from the ceiling. The raid suit of Sanji will be a perfect gear to save Nami and Carrot from that situation, and the other reason the possibility is high is because it's Nami and Carrot in need of help after all, and Sanji will never in his life abandon them. I personally think that Luffy and Yamato will be creating a scene in the Center Plaza, and taking that opportunity, Sanji is going to save Nami and Carrot. Whereas, also taking the advantage of the chaos, I think Robin will be the one to free Momo, because again her devil fruit and skill set is just perfect for that scenario, and she is already impatient to save him. So yeah, I do think Sanji and Robin will be doing the rescue task of Nami, Carrot and Momo respectively. Likewise, from the last panel, we can expect some Flying Six members coming also, like Huzu, Phase 1, Ulti and Black Maria, as they have located down Yamato. So we might be seeing a barrage of battles between certain individuals in the next set of chapters. And boy, if it happens, then I can guarantee you that it's going to be just mind-blowing. Finally, let's talk about the beginning section of this chapter. And actually it's funny because the ones that we saw in the beginning of the chapter is being reviewed at the end. I guess this is unusual, but why not, right? Regardless, we see Kanjuro and his drawings with also support from bunch of Smile users, which is actually very strange and funny to be honest. Like what? You literally have like 6 scabbards. One is most definitely top to strongest samurai in Wano, Ashura Doji, and the other two, Inu and Neko, who were able to fight Jack on equal ground for 5 days, with also Kawamatsu, Okiku, Raizo and Izo to count on. So why on earth you would bring the fodders to deal with these very strong individuals? But still, I think I have an answer here. Seeing how smart Kanjuro is, who has spent so many years with scabbards, he definitely knows how strong and capable they are. Plus, he's severely outnumbered also. So I think he actually sent his clone to stall the scabbards outside only. Also, we saw Kiku seemingly off-screen Kanjuro easily, which is little too fishy to begin with. So I do think it was a clone of Kanjuro that came out there. And it also explains why Kiku was able to easily off-screen him, just like Kinemon did that to Kanjuro's clone in chapter 976. Or maybe that's another character. We do not know. And Kanjuro and Orochi might have secured themselves in one place and purposefully created their clones if something terrible happens. And honestly, it is very much possible because Orochi and Kanjuro are really careful ones. But I might be wrong here also. Anyways, it will be very interesting to find out what exactly happened to them. Are they really dead just like that? I personally don't think so again. But let's wait and see. Also, whether you noticed or not, but there was a little dynamic between Inu and Neko. As after Neko got a gun as a replacement to his hand, Inu actually got a sword as a replacement to his leg. Now this means Neko got a technological advancement weapon, as Inu got a sword that has been used from the ancient times. Which by the way also matches their personality, as Neko is more kind of a wild type and Inu is much more calm and collective. Likewise, one cool revelation we got in this section was that Kiku's special ability, which actually she explains as, if her blade injures anyone, the wounds received from it will never heal and will eventually carry after your life ends. Now does this mean that Kiku has a cursed or a special blade? Because we do know they exist, like Sandai, Nidai, Sodai and Lo's sword. And also special swords like Enma, which has its own willpower to suck up its user's armament. So yeah, I'm really excited to know what Kiku exactly possesses to have her cuts to be so lethal that the injuries given by it goes with you to your afterlife. Is it just a myth that she has, or is it real because she does wear a demon mask, a mengu, which is actually a type of facial mask, and an armor. And Oni were also known as magician, so honestly she might be capable of something. Let's wait and read the official to be more clear. And that was it for this review. Sadly, there's going to be another painful break next week. And as we stand, the recent chapters have been really amazing. so it's a bit too much to handle a 2-week long break after every new chapter. Still, we can't do anything about it, and the only option remaining is to wait with patience.